chilly-ish out
Hey
here.
folks,
What's
welcome. It is
up?
Two Things One here with Love Notes. We are just getting set up, so sorry
Press live.
that it didn't go live. Okay.
Punk. There we go.
All right, everyone. We're super excited. It is just the two of us today. Last week we had my parents, and that was a grand old time.
That was enough.
It was a grand old time, but we are here now. Can you scoot up a little bit?
Well, I can, but it's
Oh,
the
let's
hard
do
to
it.
get this
Okay.
guitar working here.
I always
go.
have like we have this thing where like my face needs to be further back from his because I have a very ginormous face. So you have a teeny face. So how's everybody doing? It is Tuesday. It is nice and cool outside here in San Antonio, Texas. Technically Helotes, Texas. And we're super excited to be with you because last night in our small group, we had a whole bunch of laughter. Let me just say. We were talking about what is usually the last chapter of like every anatomy textbook, like the last chapters, y'all. How many of y'all went to school and had anatomy and physiology? Okay, you studied that. What are the last chapters? What are the last chapters
Eyes,
about?
ears, nose, and throat.
No.
No?
It is all about
Procreation?
reproduction. Okay, so last night was the second to the last chapter, and it was all about marriage and sex and how those things go together so well, and the Lord gave us each other for that reason, is to find pleasure in one another. And so we had some really good laughs, not at anyone, but just in general, because usually when you're really comfortable, right, with other people, we can be really honest with people. And so last night, I'm not going to say anything that anybody said, because that's our little group time together. I don't want to put anybody out there, but say for us, it's been a great time talking about that, because a lot of people, whether they grew up outside of church, of being raised in the church, or if they have been in the church and the church just never talked about it, there's those two different.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to ask you guys. If you grew up in church, and when we grew up in church, it was pretty much like a taboo, like you don't talk about it thing, but it should be talked about. And
well, they did talk about it, but they didn't talk about it in detail. Like, I think that most kids discover their details or talk about their details with their friends instead of people who are knowledgeable, and so that's where I think the church had gone wrong. I think they're getting better at it. But anyways, so as adults, we then think, oh my goodness, like, hide myself, and like don't be ashamed or feel weird about being naked in front of my husband or whatever. Or you go to the other extreme where you're just like, let it all out, like every boy, every girl, like, you're wild and don't understand quite what sex is meant for. So anyways, it is a beautiful thing. It is a wonderful thing. And one of these days, hopefully, it was funny because we all were talking about, I can share this. We were all talking, and they're like, this would be great to have like a video going right now live on YouTube and people like listening to our conversations, because it would be very entertaining, but at the same time very.
This just popped up. I was trying to go find our thing, but this is, oh my gosh, I want to share this.
Okay,
Can I
go
share
ahead.
this?
Go ahead.
Okay, this is good. This is from some people we follow called Stronger Marriages. It says, "Dear married people, it's not your job to tell people of the opposite sex on social media that they are handsome or beautiful. Instead, go tell that to your spouse."
So good.
So good.
So good.
There are people that we have seen with that habit.
We're watching you guys. No,
There are people that we have seen with that habit, and it was kind of weird to us. And then we found out that more than just telling people they were beautiful was happening on. And then the marriage ended, and so
let me just say, those little things matter in your marriage.
those little things matter. They also reveal your character.
Yep.
I'm very careful when telling people of the opposite gender on social media or anywhere that they look good, or I'm very hesitant to compliment, but I know that there's a balance, and it's okay, but they don't come very, very often at all. But this is good, especially on social media when you see dudes dropping to girls, wow, great pic, and it's still a great pic, and you don't have to say anything. So why did you have to say something? Keep that to yourself. Oh, but anyway.
Yeah, and then also, I remember last night they were talking about modesty and how that's part of it also, is as wives and as husbands to be modest for the public. Now, in your private sector, you can do whatever you want. Hey, oh my goodness, good to see you.
Stevie Tausch.
Okay, so here's my thing.
What's your thing?
I think that we...
Beautiful nose ring.
Oh my gosh. Is it falling out?
No.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
I was gonna say, so I think that if you want to know more about healthy sex, healthy marriage, start sexual things in your marriage. What am I trying to say?
I don't know.
Start with the book of Song of Solomon.
Okay.
Oh my goodness, y'all. It is literally erotica.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, it's kind of weird erotica, though, because it's like from 2,000 years ago.
It is.
Talking about chariots and olive trees and that don't connect.
And gazelles.
Let's talk about Lamborghinis.
And gazelles. Right?
Yeah, and gazelles.
It's pretty hilarious. But no, there's write-ups and things like that we've seen. And I'm telling you, God wants us to have fun in our marriages. He really does want us to enjoy each other to the fullest. But last time what we were talking about was in the marriage, in the bedroom, to be servanthood. It's to be servant-minded. Serving one another. And if you're serving one another, if I'm serving him in what he wants and he's serving me in what I want, we're both satisfied. You know what I'm saying? Then they also said, this is a great point, that in season, sometimes as you get older, as your hormones change, your preferences are different. And so we need to constantly be communicating. I say constantly, but every once in a while, or when something comes up that maybe you didn't like anymore, or maybe you like this better, talk about it. If you need more sex, say your hormones are raging, talk about it. Say, I need you. And the other person say, I'm ready for you.
She used to like me to lick her nose. And now she doesn't. She wants me to give her wet willies in her ear.
No.
On that note.
On that note. We're going to sing a little diddly for you.
I'm going to play the first few chords and see if y'all can name that tune.
Yeah, name that tune. There we go. Come on. Comments are popping up.
I can't hear.
Somebody, tell us what it is. Ellie, what do you want? Our dog is pointing at us. I think they know what it is. No, but just everybody's shy. Hey.
Why don't you hum it for us, baby?
That's a huge quote. Huge quote. All right, you ready to do this, honey?
Well, if no one's gonna name it, we might as well not do it because no one knows the song. I'm just kidding.
All right. This goes out to all those who loved Morrison.
Stewart. Rodney
Stewart.
Stewart.
Have I...
Oh, yes, you, right?
Let's try that again. Have I told you lately that I love you? Have I told you there's no one else above you? You fill my heart with gladness, take away all my sadness, ease my troubles, that's what you do.
For the morning sun and all its glory greets the day with hope and comfort too. You fill my heart with laughter, somehow you make it better. Ease my troubles, that's what you do. There's a love that's divine, and it's yours and it's mine, like the sun. And at the end of the day, we should give thanks and pray to the one. Sorry, I don't do that time, to the one.
Have I told you lately that I love you?
Have I told you there's no one else above you?
You
Fill my heart with gladness, you take away all my sadness, ease my troubles, that's what you do.
Wow.
And there's a love that's divine, and it's yours and it's mine, like the sun. Oh. And at the end of the day, we should give thanks and pray to the one. To the one. Have I told you lately that I love you? Have I told you there's no one else above you? You fill my heart with gladness, you take away all my sadness, you ease my troubles, that's what you do. You take away all my sadness, you fill my heart with gladness, you ease my troubles, that's what you do. Take away all my sadness, you fill my heart life with gladness, ease my troubles, that's what you do. Yeah.
That's what we do.
Fill my life and my heart, honey.
Thank
Maybe
you.
we should say fill my lart. Fill my heart.
Let me just say, we probably said that a couple of times.
Probably.
My
Just
heart.
don't say fill my fart.
Oh my gosh, oh,
She
we have a
does
lot
fill
of
my
fun.
farts with gladness.
I hope that's making somebody laugh out there because, you know, TMI, right? TMI. Okay, so we're super.
You ease my bubbles, baby. My tummy.
Ease
I
my
got
bubbles.
them gas bubbles.
That's
She
what you
eases
do.
my bubbles. That's what you do. We need to rewrite that with bathroom humor. Just kidding.
Let me just say that is why I had two brothers growing up and had a bunch of dude friends because they just like to make me laugh with their potty humor. So I just wanted to remind everyone that we are of a body, soul, and spirit. This is our belief. And so because we're body, soul, and spirit, let us make sure that we are having sex, okay, with our spouses. Because a lot lot of times when we
We're outside. Make sure you say that really loud.
Really loud. A lot of times when maybe something isn't going well, isn't going well physiologically, sometimes we need that in order to kind of set our pace, set our bodies, realign our bodies. And we don't think of that. We don't think of the physiological part of sex. We just think of it sometimes as just something that we do.
Hormones are based off of that, right?
It is, totally.
Like they're yin and yang with
that. Exactly. So we learned last night, which is crazy, girls have more, or females have more oxytocin, which is the kind of connecting hormone, right? The ones that connect, than dudes do. So that is why we can look into some other person's eyes, say, a girlfriend, and we can feel what they are feeling, and we can cry with them really easily, and we can laugh with them really easily, most of us. But if dudes were to do that, it would just look very interesting. Not to say that dudes aren't out there that do that, but I'm just saying for the most part, we have more oxytocin, so that is why we want to feel their love. We want them to love us. We want them to choose to love us instead of forcing our love on them, right? We want them to love us. So be very, very communicative this week with your spouse. If you need his love in a different way, maybe you like the sex, but you need more communication from him. You want more touchy-feely from him, the little hugs, little, just quiet moments with him. Tell him that. And husbands, give that to your wives. And then guys, you might want that too. I don't know. Guys, some guys like it. But if your dude is like, okay, it's been way too long, sister, we need to be getting it on tonight. Do that for your husband. And love him and show him how much you love him and how much you want to satisfy him tonight. So
sounds good.
All right, everyone.
Great.
We are so excited about everything that's going on. I think we have something coming out soon, but until then, still check out our single. I think it's fairly new still.
It is. It's a month old.
It is a month old. It's called You Alone, and it's a worship, TTO worship. Check that out on all music platforms. But until next week, we are two
things.
One coming at you. This is the sex edition, everyone.
Thanks
Just make sure you comment below if tonight, with a little flame, you're going to make all your spouse's dreams come true. Okay.
And we are two
things. One.